Don't waste another year. Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about something that weighs heavily on many of our hearts as we flip the calendar page, watch the seasons change, or even sit in quiet reflection. Time, how often do we find ourselves saying next year will be different? How often do we promise ourselves that we'll finally chase that dream, start that project, heal that relationship, or even let it go? And yet somehow the days slip through our fingers and we find ourselves staring at the same old patterns, wondering where the time went. This year, let's choose to make a change. Let's decide right here and now that this year will not be another carbon copy of the last. Because let me tell you something. The time we waste is the opportunity we miss, and we owe it to ourselves to live fully, boldly, and unapologetically. Let's explore 7 powerful ways to ensure we don't waste another year. Stop postponing your dreams. Take the first step today. Let me ask you something. How long have you been carrying that dream inside you? That vision, that calling, that quiet whisper in your soul that keeps nudging you every time you're alone with your thoughts. You know what I'm talking about? The book you've always wanted to write. The business idea that lights a fire in your heart, the career you've dreamed of pursuing, or maybe even the life-changing journey you've been putting off. And yet it's still just that, a dream. Why? Why do we hold our dreams hostage to someday? Why do we convince ourselves that we're not ready, that we need more time, more money, or more validation from others? Let me tell you something. Someday is not a day on the calendar. It's a myth we use to protect ourselves from the discomfort of starting. And the truth is, the perfect moment to begin doesn't exist. The stars won't align. The fear won't completely disappear. The people around you may not fully understand or support you. And that's okay, because dreams don't wait. They don't stand still, patiently waiting for you to find the courage to pursue them. They grow quieter the longer you ignore them. And eventually, if you're not careful, they can fade. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Start when the kids are older, or I just need to save a little more money, or what if I fail? But here's the thing. Every dream worth chasing comes with a risk. There will always be reasons to delay, but the clock is ticking. Each day you postpone, you're not only putting off your dream, you're also putting off the life you were meant to live. And here's what I've learned. It's not about leaping straight to the finish line. You don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. That first step might be messy. It might be scary. It might feel small and insignificant. But I promise you this, it is everything. Taking the first step sends a powerful message, not just to the world, but to yourself. It's you saying, I believe in me. It's you choosing action over excuses, courage over fear, and possibility over doubt. Think about it. Every great achievement, every extraordinary story of success started with one small, imperfect step. Oprah didn't become Oprah in a day. The greatest authors, innovators, and change makers of our time began where you are right now, at the edge of uncertainty. So start small if you need to. Write the first page, take that class, send the email, and make the call, whatever your dream requires. Start with what you have and where you are, because once you begin, you'll notice something miraculous, momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence silences fear. And fear, my friends, has no power over a soul in motion. Your dreams are worth it. You are worth it. And this moment, it's the perfect time to begin. Embrace change. Let go of what's holding you back. Change is one of life's most challenging teachers, isn't it? It disrupts our comfort, challenges our routines, and forces us to confront parts of ourselves we'd often rather avoid. But let me tell you this, nothing, absolutely nothing, grows in a space that remains unchanged. Growth demands movement, and movement requires that we let go of what no longer serves us. Now, letting go sounds simple, doesn't it? Just release the weight and move forward. But in practice, it can feel like tearing pieces of yourself away, leaving you exposed and vulnerable. It's not easy to release the relationships, habits, or mindsets that have become part of your identity, even when they're holding you back. But here's the truth. Holding on to what's comfortable but limiting is like gripping a rope that's burning your hands. The longer you hold on, the more it hurts. And yet we convince ourselves that letting go will hurt even more. Let's talk about why we resist change so much. We resist because we equate familiarity with safety. We tell ourselves that it's better to stay in a mediocre job than to risk pursuing a new opportunity. We cling to toxic relationships because we fear loneliness more than we value peace. We stay small because stepping into the unknown feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, unsure if we'll fall or fly. But let me tell you something about change. It's the only way you discover who you truly are. Change forces you to get honest about what you want, what you deserve, and what you're willing to fight for. It asks you to make a bold declaration to yourself. I am no longer willing to accept less than I am capable of. Think about this. Every caterpillar must let go of its old form to become a butterfly. It doesn't happen without discomfort. That cocoon is tight, it's dark, it's isolating, but that's where transformation happens. And just like the caterpillar, your transformation requires a willingness to release the old version of yourself, to shed the layers that no longer fit who you are becoming. What is holding you back right now? Maybe it's a fear of failure. Maybe it's the opinions of others or a deep-rooted belief that you're not capable or deserving. Perhaps it's anger or resentment that you've been carrying for years. Whatever it is, I want you to recognize this. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean denying what you've been through or the role it played in shaping you. Letting go means choosing freedom over fear, peace over pain, and growth over stagnation. Can you let go? You make room for new opportunities, new relationships, new levels of success, and new dimensions of joy. The energy you've been using to hold onto the past gets redirected toward building your future. The beautiful thing about embracing change is that it doesn't require you to have all the answers. You don't have to know exactly where you're going or how everything will turn out. You just have to be willing. Willing to trust the process even when it's hard. Willing to believe that what's ahead is greater than what's behind. Willing to take the first step, even if it's a small one. Because here's what I know for sure. The life you want, the life you deserve is on the other side of change. It's waiting for you, but you have to be brave enough to let go of what's holding you back. Are you ready? Invest in yourself. The best return comes from within. When was the last time you truly invested in yourself? And I don't mean treating yourself to something nice or taking a day off. Though they're important too. I'm talking about the kind of investment that transforms you, the type that requires your time, energy, and focus. The kind of investment that says, I am worthy of becoming the best version of myself.